Welcome all of you. Today we are going to study a very good and important topic under threats to biodiversity, that is poaching of wildlife. Poaching of wildlife is basically for trade and commercial activities which has been on the rise for the last many decades. It has been a significant cause of the extinction of hundreds of species and the endangerment of many more, such as whales and many African large mammals, Asian tigers, etc. Illicit trade in wildlife in current times is driving many species of wild animals and plants to extinction. Elephants are poached for ivory, tigers and leopards for their skin, pangolins for meat and scales, and rare timber is targeted for hardwood furniture. Now basically we'll see why poaching is done. What is the motive behind poaching? So the first one is commercial use or commercial gain. Second is home consumption or for decoration purposes. Third is the pleasure and thrill which people get in killing wildlife. Fourth is poverty in the rural area of United States and other countries, and lack of employment in African rural areas and for meat and medicine. Students will see different poaching methods, but before that, we'll understand what poaching is. Animal poaching is when an animal is killed illegally. It usually occurs when an animal possesses something that is considered valuable, that is, the animal's fur or ivory. In poaching methods, the first one we are going to see is a snare wire. These are basically the cables which are placed around the trees in order to choke the animal when walking by. Here you can see an image of a shark getting caught in a net. It is similar to this, like when fishes are swimming freely and they get caught up in a net. Likewise, the animals which are just walking by, they get choked in these snare wires which are placed around the trees. Next is pitfalls. Now in this, poachers dig holes in the ground and they cover them with leaves or branches. When large herds of animals run by, some are trapped inside these holes. In this diagram, you can clearly see that there is a trap entrance and the leaves or grasses are kept around it and covering it. There is a bait which is put inside, or like strawberry or any other bait for animals, and this is basically the trap zone. The animals get trapped inside these huge holes and they are unable to come out of the holes. Next is pin board traps. These are basically a long board with dozens of flat iron pins or nails which are placed on the trigger system. Animals are usually hurt and weakened and therefore makes it easier for the poacher to kill the animal. It is similar to that, like how a car tire get punctured and the car is unable to move smoothly or very fast. So similarly, these board pins or nails are placed, and this usually hurts the animals and weakens them, and it makes the poacher to kill the animal easily. Next is spears. In this, the dogs chase the desired animal into a pit or bush where the poacher can have the opportunity to kill. Now the next is arrow and bow. This is a very old and traditional method for poaching or killing an animals. Basically, poachers apply poison on the arrow and they target the animal to kill. It is quite a traditional method of poaching. Now the next is shooting. In this, poachers shoot animals with guns from a very long distance. They use the modern guns and they kill the animal without even knowing them. Without the animals they don't even notice the poachers coming nearby and they get killed. This is basically shoot animals with a camera, not with a gun. It is usually done for trophy hunting also, to just take a picture that they have hunted such a large animal. Now we'll see what is the penalty of poaching. A general offense under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 attracts a maximum sentence of 3 years imprisonment or a fine which may be extended to rupees 25,000 or both. Stop poaching. The global illegal wildlife trade is estimated to be between $7 billion and $23 billion in illicit revenue annually. It is now considered the most lucrative global crime after drugs, humans, and arms. In 2015, the United Nations General Assembly unanimously adopted a resolution for tackling illicit trafficking in wildlife. The Sustainable Development Goals has laid down specific targets to combat poaching and trafficking of protected species. So students, I hope you must have understood what is poaching and what are the different methods of poaching and the penalty also. So see you soon in the next lecture. Thank you.